Afternoon. I am incredibly sorry for being 5 minutes late. I know, terrible, how could I? I'm so sorry to be late. Everything went wrong. So yes, I'm so sorry for keeping you. I did not intend to do that. Deeply annoyed at myself. So I won't go into what went on, but needless to say, flustered is what I am right now. So today we're doing a lovely little robin, which apparently not brushed off, so there's lots of little bits of pencil. But yeah, lovely European robin, because I'm not gonna lie, they've been screaming a lot in the bushes lately, and I figured I would honour them for their duty of screaming by drawing them, and I'm sure they'll be personally very flattered by this honour. So I'm just looking at a couple of colours right now. Again, my prep for this went out the window. It was going to be nice. I should probably do something interesting on the screen. But my preparation went completely awry. Deeply mortified at how awry it went. But, life happens. And it's never super easy, is it? Okay, I think I've got most of my little pens now. So let's get cracking. Doing a lovely burb for this. So I'm going to start out with the lightest colour because old habits die hard. So I'm using gosh, what can I call it? White people skin tone. Vampire. We use vampire skin tone. It's very pale, much like me. So just doing the breast and being the chest, and none of that sounded great, but I digress. So it's lighter than peach, so peach is more like that tone for me. I'm picking that one, which is like a more yellowy pale peach, I guess. I don't know. I don't like calling it skin tone because it's not. I mean, it's my skin tone, but it's not anyone else's who has seen the sun in the last, 10 years, which is someone I am not. It's been very funny speaking to people who have very sweetly informed me that I don't look my age. And I like flummoxing them by telling them it's because I don't go outside. Because I'm a little goblin, and it brings me great joy to just lightly, not massively, but lightly mess with people. But also it's true, I don't really go outside very much, and I know that is beneficial for my skin. I also wear sunscreen whenever I go out, because I am probably part vampire with how pale I am. I don't think that would be surprising to anyone who sees my hand. I just went and put my hand in wet paint. Ugh. Today is a no-brain day. Similar to no bones, it's just no brain. Did Pleasure Nerd wake up with a brain today? Yes or no? Probably no. Well, it's been really interesting because lately we've had some sun. Like right now, it's very sunny, as you can see. Lovely, lovely sunshine. If I move this a bit more, even more lovely, lovely sunshine. And it's been great. I've actually noticed a huge difference in people I talk to. Yeah, I absolutely buggered that one, didn't I? But yeah, people are just a bit more friendly. Generally, not always. Some people are miserable gits no matter what. But we have had a substantial amount of grey. Like it has been like winters I remember when I was little, but without the snow. Because the area of the country that I live in apparently is directly above hell. And when the rest of the country gets snow, where I live does not. I, in fact, live at the entrance of Mordor, and there's just too much heat apparently coming off. So, you know, got that. Looking forward to that. Under the gaze of our Lord Sauron. But Marissa, I hope you have fun rollerblading. And yeah, I'm doing the classic British thing of talking about the weather. And do you know why? Because it's the only thing I've got to talk about. I love a good chat about the weather. I am sure there are various people in my job who are like, why does Pleasure Nerd talk so much about the weather? But I don't know, it's fascinating to me. I am also built poorly, I think is the best way to put it. I am I'm not good at regulating my temperature, and it's not through lack of trying. If I could, I would, but I can't. So I find it really hard in hot weather to cool down, and then in cold weather it can take me a while to warm up. So just, you know, lovely helpful body that I've got. And so I'm just going to put some grey just around the edges here, and then I'm going to go over it with the brown to try and blend it out a bit more, because robins have just a hint of grey. But yeah, like the weather's been weird. Well, it's suddenly got nice, which I don't know, I feel like I'm being lulled into a false sense of security, you know. Feels like any moment now it's going to turn around and start chucking it down with rain, which is what it did yesterday. And it actually hailed too. I know, this is so thrilling, gang, I know. But this is my reality. Living in Britain. It's actually, you know, there is a GCSE in small talk about weather. And I passed with flying colours. I did not, it's not really. But yeah, love a good chat about the weather. Also, love a good cue. And to really blend into that, like, British stereotype, my very lovely husband made me a cup of tea before I started streaming. So, you know, don't tell. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it has been very fun looking at the Met Office's Threads account. Like, if you guys get the chance, it's 10 out of 10. Recommend just looking at their sort of replies and stuff. They are very funny. Responding to people who are just complaining about the weather and being like, what's that? You want more rain? Of course, coming right up. So yeah, they've been very good sports about it. I'm always impressed when social media teams can be like that, and in like a non-cringe way, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the chat as I go over a bit that it won't matter if I don't do it properly. So how do you draw that fast and good? Lots and lots of practice, like genuinely so much practice. I have spent many years drawing, and when I was younger, I genuinely believed that the way you showed that you were good was to be fast. So I tried to be faster with how I drew, and I don't know how I feel about that now. I can do it. The benefits of drawing fast is that when mistakes happen, they happen, and it's helped me be substantially less precious about what I'm doing. Downsides is, okay, this isn't a downside, but something I have noticed is that I improve much faster. So certainly when I was younger, I noticed that it didn't matter how long I spent on a drawing, I would just improve faster by going faster. It feels really stupid saying that sentence out loud, but basically by drawing more, by speeding up my process, by not obsessing as much on the details, although not guaranteed. Anyone who saw my live about about that stupid tail knows that I can still get obsessed with details, but I would say that it does really help to be a lot less precious about what I'm doing and why. Now, when I am waiting for this to dry, I want to put this in the air so you can start thinking about it. Chat, I want you to name this burb. Name this lovely little robin. Robin is not allowed, by the way. You cannot call this bird Robin. I understand that by setting that up, it means that you guys are now going to call him Robin. I just won't pick it. I'm going to use my discretion on that. No. Last time we had a really fun time naming the toucan. Oh my gosh, why is my brain pulling a blank? Gnowin or something. It was very fun. But I'll put something in the chat shortly to try and encourage people to do it. So at the moment I'm just kind of putting colours down, trying to build up that texture and make it just a smidge more interesting. I might actually, even though it's so cliche, I might use like a red or a blue in addition to the grey, because I don't know, the grey's not quite doing it for me. Does look like the bird has committed various heinous acts right now, but you're just gonna have to bear with, okay? Thank you. Geroswen, I remember it. Was wonderful. I can see you naming him Robin. We're not doing it. I will pick any other name, as long as it's not rude, over Robin. Partially, I've got a cousin called Robin, so we don't need to lean into the obvious. We can give them a fun little name. And also, you decide the gender, because I did not check what gender of Robin I am drawing. I live in the UK, and something that I have noticed recently is how aggressively loud the robins are. Like, they are so loud at the moment in the hedgerows in my area. Like, on the way home, you're just minding your own business, and all of a sudden, not anywhere near you, a robin just kicks off and starts singing and chirping. And, like, I wouldn't say aggressively, I think they're just minding their own business, just they're minding it very loudly. And it's lovely. Feels lovely to be in the countryside, but it does greatly tickle me how loud they are. Oh, bronze is lovely. And Miss Spink. Rosie's cute. Dick Grayson. I see you, DC fan. I spotted you. I am yet to read that series, but I do want to. I am currently making my way through the Absolute series at the moment. So I'm on Absolute Wonder Woman, and I looked at the Absolute Villains, which was great. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. They're so villainous. I mean, I know that's, job description, right? But, I'm really interested to see how Absolute Arrow goes. It is interesting because I was really into comic books and, like, graphic novels as a teenager, like a young teenager. And then there was really no one to share it with. So I really liked DC. And my only other friend, who I found out much later, who was into comics, she liked Marvel and did not like DC, and I just didn't find Marvel's characters all that interesting, which is a shame. We've since, got on and talked about what we love and don't love about the series, and we've both shared books. But yeah. Having a look. Sorry, just checking back in the chat. Sorry, my tripod isn't set up very well, so each time I'm scrolling, it's wiggling. The markers are ENMY markers, ENMY. I am trying to get a discount code for them for you guys so that I can give that to you. But Litten is adorable. I think it's also small in Swedish and Danish. I know you guys share lots of similar words, although not all the same. Like they have different meanings in different ways, which is neat. Not saying that all Nordic countries are the same either. Basically, I have a Norwegian, no I don't, I have a Danish friend and a Swedish husband, and I apparently speak Swedish very, very badly. Apparently I say all the words with an incredibly English accent, because I'm much better at reading it than I am speaking it, and my husband struggles to understand me when I'm trying to speak, because I can't roll my R's either. And Swedish has a lot of rolling R sounds, so yeah, really should have strategically planned in my choice of partner, you know. But yeah, go back to Marvel and DC, because why not? I liked the thing. I mean, I appreciate both now, but I've got the DC, I think it's DC Infinite subscription for a year, so I'm probably going to use that, and then next year go for the Marvel one. Just alternate. But yeah, I really loved them. Didn't really have anyone to share my affection for superheroes with. One of my closest friends at the time thought it was kind of weird. I really wanted to be like a comic book artist. I got into like manga and anime and manhwa, and really just loved all of it. And then I don't know, I think probably depression took hold, but just kind of fell off it, which is a real shame, because I love everything. Sort of, I love the storytelling. I have a whole bunch of ideas for comics that I want to eventually work on, and I'm so precious about those as ideas that I'm like really reluctant to talk about them. I've talked about them with a few friends who have very kindly said that they were interesting and that they would like to read a story about it. But I think something that I find tricky with a lot of media is that obviously targeting young adults, because young adults are very passionate, and I get that. And it's easier to suspend your disbelief. But I don't know, in my head, I feel like oh, you leaked. Why did you go and do that? Okay, we'll just use the rest of you up down here. That was rude of you, and you know that. Yeah, now you're behaving. You were on camera. You leaked. On camera. I've been talking so nicely about you, and now look at you. Gonna take half an hour to dry, aren't you? Right, we'll try and make the most of this. Nope. Okay. Lid's going back on. You're being put in pen jail. Right. Just going back through the chat. Hello everyone who's joined. And yep, caught up. Yeah, I do. So I have this tendency to talk to inanimate objects like they're real people. It just makes me feel better when things go wrong, like they just did. I talk to, like, so for example at work, I will lightly chastise my my laptop because it's just a little bugger, you know, like it just doesn't behave, and it won't behave on, like, you know what, let's not get into the corporate of it all. Just, yeah. So needless to say, I have a tendency to talk to inanimate object, I was going to say inadequate inanimate objects like they're real. But hello everyone. Oh, I can't believe you leaked. Oh, I've not got anything nearby to mop it up either. I don't particularly want to bring you guys into the kitchen for some paper, so I'm just gonna have to wait for it to dry. We're not on talking time. You're off the Christmas card list. But yeah, no, so I'm trying to think. I remember watching like The Losers and being like, that seems cool. And then I got the comic and was like, that is cool. And that's actually better than the plot of the film. So I started getting more into it. I got into the Umbrella Academy. And I really desperately wanted to like do my own stories. But back then, my teachers were not very encouraging of that. You know, saying that it's a difficult field to get into, that it's very male dominated. And honestly, I just couldn't. I was already fighting, like, and this has been the case ever since I was little. I feel like I had to constantly battle young men and boys who seemed to believe that my interest in comics and video games was to seduce them. Because we all know that is the only way to a man's heart. There's no other way that I could possibly show my interest in a boy other than feigning interest in comic books and nerd media. I just was like, can't be bothered. Like, I wanted to go into video game designing for a very long time, and then for the amount of disrespect I would have got, I just couldn't be bothered with it, you know. And the idea that I would have to work twice as hard as a guy because I was a girl just rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like, I just won't even join. Like, oh, it's a boys' club? Okay, you have your fun. I'm gonna go go over here and have fun all by myself. So yeah, since then I've got into comics, and I've met a lot of wonderful friends who are into sort of comics. But yeah, I took a break, and I would say probably due to depression. And then got back into comics again recently, and by recently I mean within the last like year or so. And it's so fun. Like, it's so fun. I love it. I love the storytelling. I love everything about it. It's just such a wonderful way, visual, like engaging way to tell stories. It's a way to help kids get interested in things. I love it. That edge of the paper is going to wind me up. It's also still not dry, by the way. And I'm just reading the comments. You guys are hilarious. I'm going to try and stabilize this a little bit better. Yeah. I agree, copper, ginger, etc. Wonderful names. Right, whilst I'm waiting for that blob to dry, because you're a little bugger, I'm going to pin it down. By it, I mean the page, just so that it's a bit nicer. And Cat's comments hilarious. I'm gonna pop a little thing of naming this little robin. So I hate being given options for colour because I want to pick all of them. Right, I'm going to pop you up there, I think. Yes, maybe, who knows. So it's got suddenly very sunny and now it's thrown the colour balance of this off. Very, very annoying. But yeah, so I've loved comics for years, and the idea that I'm only interested in them to get boys is wild. In fact, so I have one friend who I'd say was kind of dismissive about my interest in comics. Like she'd always change the subject if I started getting too nerdy about it and what have you. So then when we were in our early 20s, so we're in our early 30s at the moment, when we were in our 20s, she was like, you get boys? And I was like, one. I've got a boy. And even then, like, that feels like it was a fluke because he is far, far cooler than me. I have somehow tricked him. But she was like, well, you're interested in video games though, right? Is that a good way to meet boys? And I was like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't feign interest in a hobby to try and like attract a person, because if you end up in a long-term relationship with that person and you don't like that hobby, you are going to be stuck with a person who loves that hobby that you don't like because you lied and you misrepresented your interest in that hobby. And she was like, no, it's okay, I can get into video games. We can play like Overwatch together. And she was so bad. It was very hard not to get annoyed at her. She was like, yeah, no, I just like, and I'm not, I love cozy games. I want to say this at the top. She was like, oh, I don't think I want to play like girly games. By what she meant was cozy games. I want to play something more interesting like Skyrim. And yeah, that was funny to me because I feel like Skyrim is just another cozy game, but with magic and fighting. But yeah, just I think eventually she kind of stopped trying to do it, but I remember trying to like hold it in because it was winding me right up, that she was trying to feign interest in a hobby she actually had no interest in. As someone who has had guys feign interest in hobbies of like, yeah, I like video games. You're like, great. Oh, let's play them together. And then when you play it with them, they're like, oh, I didn't think you actually were interested in video games. It's like, what, you mean the part where I told you I was interested in video games? But yeah, right. Tangerine is wonderful. I think Tangerine and Amber are currently the front runners. So I'm gonna make that a poll and you guys get to pick Tangerine or what was the other one? Amber. Tangerine and Amber, right. Pick a, this is thrilling, I know. Pick a name, any name, not that one. Tangerine and Amber. And we're going to make this one purple. Pop it up there. Skyrim engagement ring sounds wonderful. That sounds so lovely. I love that idea. I've got friends who have had like Pokemon engagement rings and all sorts. It's one of my friends at her wedding, unfortunately she forgot the key part of it, but all of her centerpieces were going to be Pokemon themed, like they were all little terrarium with Pokemon inside them. So if you looked closely, you could see them. And all the invites had, I think it was Gengar on them. It was great. And she's always had a love for Pokemon, which is just, yeah, it's so lovely. I really like when people stick with their passions and their loves. Like it makes me sad hearing about people who are like, oh no, I don't do that anymore because my partner doesn't like it. I'm like, just need to ditch the partner, you know? Like, I don't like everything that my husband enjoys. So for example, can't stand Formula One. When we watch it together, I tend to try and figure out the brands that are sponsoring all the cars, which I've had to start doing quietly because I kept doing it out loud and it was annoying my husband. So I don't want to ruin something he enjoys. You know, he's very respectful of my weird little hobbies. I should respect him with his. But yeah. Well, exactly, Luna. Who said that if it ever came down to I cannot do something because of my partner, just leave them. It's clear that you aren't a good match, and I could not agree more. Like, unless, you know, it's like, hey, could you not do illicit activities kind of thing, then you know what, I understand that. Yeah, that's maybe don't do that. But usually it's kind of a control thing, and I'm not here for it. And unfortunately for my friends, I'm very vocal about not being here for it. So should have made better choices when you decided to be my friend. Oh, that yellow looks good there, actually. I know it's going to dry down, but that's a good, gorgeous, like, yellow. This is a very multicoloured robin chest. I'll try and make it a tad more red, a bit more robin-y. There we go. But yeah, right. Blip, 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 blip. It's gone down in numbers, which is good because I was getting a bit. If I'm in a good mood, I might sing or like make noises as I do things. And when there's lots of people, I feel a bit awkward doing that, you know. Because at the end of the day, technically, you guys are in my living room. Which I hope you enjoy it here. Unfortunately, I cannot offer you snacks through the screen. Also, I don't think I have enough snacks for 24 people. Sorry, did not prepare adequately for that, and that is on me. Should have anticipated more. I have some old soggy biscuits. I can do lots of cups of tea though. Tea is my strong suit in this situation. If you're in need of a cuppa, I am your gal, because I make a mean tea. Although probably not if you don't like strong tea. If you prefer a weaker tea, not your gal. So sorry. Maybe next time. But yeah, right. Why do I feel like this looks like just a fat little Pidgey? I didn't grow up playing Pokemon, but my husband has been playing and asking what I think is cute, because he's made one team that is very powerful, and now he's working on a team that's whole vibe is that they are cute. So he's been asking me a lot, and yeah, I don't know, it feels like a bit of a Pidgey. Maybe it's the mouth, who knows. I know what it's terrible for me to not bring snacks. But thank you everyone for saying that it's pretty. I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying the process too. Just trying to figure out, I think I've added too much texture is the issue. So pick a colour, not that one, pick a different colour. And just I go over it so that then those lines can be a bit more deliberate, because at the moment they feel a bit ad hoc, you know. I want it to be more thought out. And also, this is my favourite part of acrylics and just paint in general, is so unlike alcohol markers, you can, if you think you've made a mistake, you can just go over it and start again. But I liked where I was going. I'm going to add more texture again. It's just going to be a bit more thought out this time. Looks like Tangerine is the winner at the moment, gang. So I'm going to keep it up there as a reminder in case people join and have differing opinions. But it's looking like we're going to call them Tangerine, which is a cute name. I like Tangerine as a name. Now that part still hasn't dried yet. The nose, the big blob, still not dried. Pen also still in the still in the sin bin is what I was going to say. Still not on speaking terms with it. So my thought is, if I do some lines, we'll see how that dries down. Add some extra lines around here. So I'm using R4, which is the wrong colour. Oh, this is going so well. Okay, we'll use RY, which is red, yellow, 3. And we'll add some around here. And then I'm going to go back over that because it's going to annoy me. And we want RY1 to just blip, 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 blip. Why did I breathe like that? Okay, I'm going to try and focus on the wings over here. Make that a bit more interesting. I think it's interesting already. A bit more textured, we'll say that. Yes, these are acrylic markers. And they are very, very fun to use. I remember the name for it. I put it in pen jail, not the sin bin. I don't know where sin bin came from. I'm not even watching Heated Rivalry. I know it's a hockey term because I have interest in hockey, but I don't know, there's something incredibly funny about watching men violently shake their hands to try and get gloves off, to punch each other. It's a very silly, fast-paced sport. Sorry if you love hockey and I'm ruining your lovely sport by talking about it. I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I can't skate to save my life, so I'm not going to be playing it myself anytime soon. But yeah, enjoy watching it. There was an issue, was it an issue? Like a TikTok drama, which was this woman who's a goalie and a huge fan of hockey, got snubbed by a really big brand. Like they were just really rude to her. And so she was really disappointed because she'd been a fan and a user of their stuff for a long time. And then all the other competitors went and handled that situation better and went and gave her a bunch of free stuff. I think she had an issue, I can't remember. My brain is not functioning well at the moment. I'm going to outline it. It's going to have some things. Oh, you think ENMY acrylic markers are expensive? I thought they were on the more affordable side. I've seen, oh no, you're misbehaving again. I see you. But I also have a full-time job, so my barometer on that is a little bit different. The other markers I've used are of a similar kind of pricing to ENMY. But honestly, most traditional art things, everything's expensive now, let's be real. Like, but yeah, no, I'm really enjoying these at the moment. I'm probably going to get myself the 80 set because I want more colours. Let's see, how do I feel about that? The Great-Eared Nightjar. I have never heard of it. Oh, it looks like the ashes are chatting. Sorry, I'm now really interested in what you guys are talking about. I should leave you alone. I'm like, ooh. Can I be involved? But yeah, it's I think using traditional markers and what have you has really changed what my barometer of really expensive is, because you can get some insanely expensive art supplies. Less so with markers, to be fair, but like with paints, certainly, you know, you can have brushes that cost upward like over 50 quid for a single brush. So art is an incredibly expensive hobby. But I think when you're getting into that territory of like that level of expense, I would argue that is not for a casual user of art supplies, you know. That is like commissions, that's creating things that you want to outlast you as an artist. That is about like a certain quality of materials. So it took me years, by the way, to understand that. I used to think like, oh, the more expensive, the better they are. But really, it's more about making things that last. And that is why you go more expensive, because of the pigments and the combination, and it needs to be what's known as colour fast, which means that it won't degrade as quickly in UV light, so in daylight, because like this will degrade, like it will. Acrylic markers will. My understanding is that there are no colour fast acrylic markers. I'm just going to have a sip of a cup of tea. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. Oh, everything feels right in the world. But yeah, so just due to the way that they're made, acrylic markers and their composition are not colour fast. Alcohol markers as well, not colour fast. They will degrade. If you put them out in the sun, they will fade very quickly. I cannot remember the artist, but an artist in Australia did an experiment where she did a sheet of them, did all sorts of different markers and different brands, and I think she was doing it for pencils, particularly pencils that claim that they were colour fast, and then she involved some alcohol markers, I'm assuming for funsies. And yeah, alcohol markers, not colour fast at all. I believe pink degrades the fastest as well. So if you want to keep something made out of acrylic marker or something that's like alcohol markers, it's best to have a print, like scan it in once you've made it, so that you have, you know, a copy of what it used to be and how you had intended it to be. Meegs and Bacon, thank you for joining me. I had no idea that there is a rainbow squirrel. That sounds incredible. Mushy Forever. Oh, that sounds lovely. I'm so glad well, happy birthday for when it's your birthday. And I just want to say, yeah, like the alcohol markers, I've gone on a tangent. The acrylic markers, like I really like these ENMY ones. They feel really good quality. I think it's guana I used to have. I used to use on stream. I now don't, because I don't want to recommend them. Not because they weren't good quality, it's just that I don't trust, like, they appear to be a drop-shipped brand, and I don't want to recommend a brand where you can get fleeced, you know, like where you're going to have people who are selling exactly the same markers but for a substantial I've forgotten the term, but basically they get way more money. You're paying premium prices for a budget product, you know. They are lovely to use. The ones that I got, some of them were already empty, like not working when I got them, but I got them as like a little silly thing for myself, so that's not too much of an issue. But yeah, I really like ENMY. Posca markers are lovely. Love a Posca marker. Posca markers do not do brush tips. They do what's known as a bullet tip. So if I pull out my... so Molotow as well. I really like Molotow, but I think they are much more expensive. So a bullet tip is that kind of stop it. Sorry, my pens were rolling off the table in the background. So that's sort of a finer tip. And then over here, that's, come on, that's a bullet tip with something on it. I need to clean this. I'm sorry, gang. So yeah, so I really like brush markers because they make me feel like I'm using paint again. And I'm trying to avoid using acrylic paint in this house because it's a rental and I am a very, 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 very messy painter. And I'd really like my deposit back. So, oh, I like that with the little lines. So yeah, I recommend ENMY. They've got some really good sort of starter colours. If you go to their website, so if you are to order them, I would recommend ordering from their website. So I am going to be ordering the AT set soon for myself because I really like these. But I have noticed that there is a substantial discount on their website compared to Amazon. So if you are able to order from their website, you'll get a discount. I'm also hoping at some point to have a discount code for you guys, but I'm supposed to be making a video for them and I have procrastinated that. So I need to get off my bum and do that properly. I do not know how much they cost off the top of my head, but yeah, it's sorry, I'm just having a look at the things. But yeah, oh dude, me too. I've got lots of paint on I say lots, I've got a bit of paint on my brush tips, on my fingertips. Yes, I call my fingers brushes. I need to stop giggling, I'm shaking. I'm that pretentious that I'm like, yes, no, my hands are like brushes. Could you imagine? Oh my god, that'd be insufferable. The thing is though, I've met people like that at college. There were some guys on the course who were like that, where they were like, oh no, I am in fact the best thing since sliced bread. Sliced bread? Oh, don't know her. So I realise I use that phrase a lot. I hope you guys understand the best thing since sliced bread being a phrase. I don't know where it came from, but I use it regularly. Right, so I am going to do the outline shortly, which will be good fun. I'm thinking for the background, like a light green could be really cute. And yeah, it looks like tangerine. Tangerine is a strong winner today. Having just a read through, would I ever be interested in playing with oil pastels? I have fallen down the rabbit hole of oil pastel portraits and I am convinced I've become a Renaissance oil pastel painter. Oh, okay, so I have always struggled with oil pastels and I have discovered why as an adult by watching other people use them. I have been using oil pastels wrong. So I need to check if I have any oil pastels. I have some like chalky pastels. I don't know what they're called. Where are they? Are they in this room? Who knows? In case you're not sure what's happening, I am frantically looking around myself. Nope, can't see them. Never mind. But yeah, pastels. But yeah, no, it's been something I've been thinking about for a while, I'm not gonna lie, of like, I need to get, whenever I see an oil pastel drawing or like painting, I'm like, I want to do that. That seems so much fun. I'm very easy to influence when it comes to art. It's why I have a no new alcohol marker rule that I am having to use, because I will just have all of the supplies and none of the room to store them. I mean, we're already getting there because I've got back into sewing, and so I'm working on making myself like a little corduroy skirt, and yeah. So so the answer is I haven't, but I wanna. Soft pastels, yes, thank you. Oh, I mean, okay, with puppets, don't tempt me. Like, genuinely, I have books on puppetry and how to make them. I have a book on the history of the Muppets. Love me some puppets. I used to do puppetry as well. Yeah, I love a puppet. Okay, right, I'm just gonna... You're done! I can make the beak, I was gonna say nose, the beak a bit more accurate. Right. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Hold music, 'cause I'm trying to get this to work properly. If I talk properly, I will muck it up. I don't make the rules. That's just how it works. There we go. So as a heads up, I'll probably be putting a poll in the community area. Not about names, don't worry, but about whether I do dogs or birds for my next little series. Because, like for live streams, I think if I have a sort of, if we do 9 of each, then it can be a nice visually appealing thing. So at least that's my hope, you know. Could be wrong. Probably will be, but that's fine. 'Tis the human experience. I have also realised as an adult I can come across like I am not human, or like, so for example, I tend to call children tiny humans. Because I think it's funny, I'm not gonna lie. I do and say a lot of things purely because it entertains me. And that is fairly harmless. But yeah, people with their tiny humans. It gets a bit harder when they're teenagers because they're less tiny humans. I used to like, probably not a great thing to admit on stream, I used to like winding up, when I used to be a youth leader, I used to like winding up some of the teenagers by calling them children. Because legally they are children. And they were like, no, I'm a teenager. And I'm like, well, according to the law, you are in fact a child. But those kids were very good natured, so it was all okay. I should probably do the YouTube-y type things as I'm drawing. I'm not going to do well as an influencer. So make sure to do the YouTube-y things, like, follow, subscribe. Nope, like, comment, subscribe, not follow. Please don't follow me around, that's a bit creepy. Court of law. What do you mean it's stalking? She told me to follow her. Please don't. I live a very, very boring life. And I am quite happy with that right now. Gives me lots of time to draw. Yeah. If you have to go for whatever reason, feel free to. I'm trying to make sure that all of my streams end up on my page. But yeah, I don't. My brain is just like, what? A lot of people seem to, when I post videos, they seem to think that I am some big YouTuber. I am not. I am not even on stage 2 of monetization. So, I am just a woman sat in her living room drawing a fat robin. Do you know what would have been funny is if I had, thinking about DC, if I had posted the sketch of, this lovely little robin, and in fact was just drawing Dick Grayson as a chubby little teenager. Bless. Oh no, I think I said squidgy. Because I don't want to give people the wrong impression. I hope, actually, depending on what you guys... Sorry, seeing the Ashes chat. Everyone being deeply disappointed that they've not been given permission to stalk me. I know, gang. I know I'm a real party pooper with that. It's like the fact that I like my husband. I'm just bucking the norms here. Who would have thought? But, yeah, so, I've fully derailed what I was talking about, and now my brain is not doing the thinking. It's like, we've had enough. Thank you, goodbye. I've just realised I've drawn the feet wrong. Oh well. We'll cover them up. Or we can make it a footless robin. We'll make Tangerine a footless robin. Lovely, lovely. Yes. And then your undercarriage. Lovely, lovely. Yes. Yes. think I want to make the background darker. Let's see. We'll do, pardon me, BG4. We'll see how that looks, because at the moment I don't know how I feel about the light colour. I like that. And we'll just cover up your legs. And now he's got cute little no feetsies. Sorry, for me it's the little feet at the bottom. At the moment, Tangerine is winning with 56% of the vote. Democracy in action. For a while, Tangerine was winning by a substantial margin, but I think some people have come in and voted for Amber, which I think is sweet. Amber's a lovely name. I knew a girl called Amber. Her mum was into belly dancing, and that was the first Halloween party. Not the belly dancing, but she was the first sort of Halloween party I was allowed to go to. Right, I'm going to wait for the ink to dry, and then I'll continue with currently Tangerine's legs. He's got two, or her, they. We'll use a lovely gender neutral pronoun. They have two. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some darkening of the lines. Thicken some of these lines up a bit. Just makes it, I hate this word by the way, but it makes it a bit more dynamic, it makes it a bit more interesting to look at by darkening the lines. If you've been on my stream before, you'll probably have heard me talking about line weight and how bad I am at it. I will often go in with a lighter pen, so a 0.05, to do the outlines, and then I will go in with a thicker pen just to bolden some of these lines. Sometimes my wrist betrays me. But yeah, let's neaten up some of these. So part of the joy of acrylic markers and doing the outlines and stuff is that if you mess up, you can go back in and do it again, which frequently happens with me because I do not have the steadiest of hands. But what I will say is that I am completely okay with that. I know my limits, and I'm never going to have beautifully, like, mathematically perfect art. my art's going to be very human, which I guess in the age of AI is a strength. When I was younger, hated it. I wanted to have beautiful, smooth blending, you know. I wanted to just, yeah, have the kind of art where you're like, oh, that's incredible, it's so beautiful, how did they do that? And I could get to feel all smug, but I am not one of those artists that can do that. It's unfortunately just not in my wheelhouse, but that's okay. The art I make is just very very human. I'm sorry, I just saw that's such a poorly drawn leg. You know what? I think I might just not give him legs. Oh dear. I'm terrible at like claws, like bird legs. At the moment, yes, his name is Tangerine. He looks a little kid in his legs and looks so happy. That's so silly. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, I need to be careful with laughing, otherwise I'll give myself a headache. Oh. Gosh. Okay. Right. We'll do a few more kind of dots and lines to indicate feathers, and then I'm going to go back over and change Tangerine's leg, because poor Tangerine. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to go and figure out how to draw legs. I learned how to draw hands. I can figure out claws, right? Once you figure out hands, you can defeat anything. That's what I've been told by the internet. I still can't draw landscapes, but I'll try. Okay. I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Just nothing to see. Little feet poking out the bottom. Oh dear. Oh gosh, okay. I'm a grown up. I don't need to giggle so much at stupid feet. We're going to use the thick end this time because I am a thickie. Let's give it a go. Right. Clean up those edges a bit. There we go. Nothing to see here. Definitely no feet. It's like I've Tipp-X'd the bottom of the page. Oh, this one's, you see that? It's all bubbly and leaky. I see you. You're trying to get me. And you're not gonna. Nope, you got me. You got me good. Oh, you got me. Oh, you're really juicy. Why are you so juicy? Let's just try and do that. So I can do some little details on your little beak. I was going to call it a nose, hence the pause, the dramatic pause. You got me good. Oh, this day is the day that the pens are getting me. I feel like I do feel like I did bring that into being by betting the pen that it wouldn't get me. I definitely got by it. The little scallywag. Oh, also sometimes, as a heads up, guys, for whatever reason, YouTube will hide the most innocuous comments, saying that they have words that are like hidden when they're not. So if your comment doesn't appear immediately and I have to pause and then suddenly it appears, it's because I've had to tell YouTube that you're not sending awful things. Because you guys are lovely and you wouldn't do that to me. If you did, I won't cry. But you're not going to. So we're all good. I think I might change the background. Like, not a lot. Before anyone gets upset. I just think I might add something to the background. Right. Are you focused properly? Probably not. I've now got Christmas songs in my head. Interesting that robins are like a Christmassy animal because they're just so loud. I think it's probably because of their lovely sort of red chest, but something like, so it might be that I'm just a very unobservant person, which is also very real, but I'm really impressed with how well birds disguise themselves in the countryside. So I live in a town, but I live right at the edge of the town, so there are loads of fields nearby. And when I go on walks, I just can't, like, you'll hear all this sound, and then a bird that, like an empty bush, an empty barren bush that is just twigs, and suddenly a bird will fly out of it and you're like, where on earth did you come from? How did you appear from nowhere? And it'll be a robin, and I'm always so impressed with how well they're disguised, and obviously they have to be because they're an animal. They're I was going to call them a bird of prey. They're not. They're a prey bird rather than a predator bird. Insert terrible joke here. But yeah, so always catches me off guard. Same with, I think it's starlings as well. I have to say I've also got a fondness for swifts. Basically, I spent a large portion of my youth going to bird sanctuaries. I cannot tell you what their bird songs sound like. I cannot tell you what they look like, but I do enjoy watching them. And I feel like, especially sort of British birds, or birds across the British Isles, can be underappreciated. I feel like they're really rather lovely, very charming, even if they are yelling at each other that they're going to get them. But yeah, no, just great fondness of birds. Okay, I think that's what I've got time for. I need to do the legs. I need to do the legs. I can't not do the legs. It looks so weird without legs. Right. I'm gonna have to look up different robin's feet. So give me a moment. You are a nice, cute, fat robin with little feet. I shall steal your feet. I will give them back, I promise. Robot legs. Do you know what? Maybe it's because I'm doing them pink. Looking at it, they don't look like they should be pink. They look like they should be a purple. So we'll go purple to like a dark brown. This is going to be a terrible idea. Why are you red? That's because I didn't shake you, isn't it? You are supposed to shake these, and I usually shake my my Poscas and my other ones. It's just that these don't sound great. They don't, like, my main criticism of ENMY is that they're not very satisfying to shake. I have an idea of how I'm going to do this. And then, yeah, I'm going to put the brown over the top. I'm also going to just make it look... Wow, I just completely undid all of my hard work there. Let's do a dark purple, and then I'll be using a brown afterwards too. Yeah, that's better. Right. And then I'm going to be using this dark brown here, over here too. But I need it to dry, so in the meantime, I'm going to have a sip of now cold tea. Still a good cup of tea though. Love me a good cup of tea. Oh, something just feels right about a good cup. This feels like a very British or a very English rant. And you'll often hear me I'll show Jer Oswin at the end. At the moment, Tangerine and Amber are getting really close. 70 votes, and it's 71, and it's 52-48. We are getting in a dead heat about Tangerine and Amber. By the way, I love when you guys name things like it. I understand people might view it as engagement bait or whatever. It makes me so happy because I am dreadful at names, like so bad at names. And so seeing what you guys come up with, just it's so fun. You're so inventive. I love it. Sure, that one looks like it's further behind, so we'll do a bit more brown on you. But like, Roswin was the best. Also, I think I died of laughter that day. I am merely an apparition. I am some kind of reinvention of Pleasure Nerd. To cope with it. Because, yeah, oh my gosh, I laughed way too hard at that. I'm sure if people look back, they'll be like, it wasn't that funny though, was it? Oh, tangerines are lovely. Like, I think tangerine is a really lovely name for it. It's also a really fun name to say. It's like, there are certain words where you just enjoy saying them. Pardon me. For me, I really enjoy the word voluptuous. Because it's just, your mouth has to get round each of the sounds. So like, voluptuous is just, like, each syllable is just fun to say. And then, yeah, orange bub. And then, yeah, as you guys are probably well aware of my silly little series where I go through my little dictionary. That is also very fun for me to do. I really enjoy doing that. Because I like learning new things. I like learning. I think it's important. And like, it's just really fun, like Mubble Fubbles. And I'm not gonna lie, I've got the Mubble Fubbles today. I don't want to go into work tomorrow. I've had like a couple of days off. And didn't do much with them. Got a haircut. And potted around the house. And I made something for my husband. Truly an incredible use of my time off. But yeah, I could, you know what I should have done? I should have got ahead and recorded more videos, and what I did was not that. But yeah, Mubble Fubbles is a great word to use. Hello, Asterisk. I'm glad you could make it to a live. We are unfortunately towards the end, and I am having issues with the feetsies. So I can understand if people don't want to tune in to me trying to figure out the bloody feetsies. I mean, they're not bloody. But, yeah. Oh, that's looking much nicer already. You know what? It was the colour. It was the pink. I was trying to force ideas of what Robin's feet should look like, even though it's inaccurate. Much like the beauty industry does to women. And men, actually. Much like the beauty industry. Full stop. End of story. I'll get off my high horse, I promise. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So you'll often hear me refer to being British instead of English. And that is because my mum and my mum's side of the family is Scottish. Are Scottish. I think that's a better grammatical word for it. So I am British, I talk a lot about Britain, but generally speaking, I have an English accent because I've been born and raised in England. But yeah. I love my mum's accent. I think it's gorgeous. So there's this issue. So I live down south, and there is this issue with accents that I have noticed, in that if you have a northern accent in the south of Britain, you are perceived as being aggressive when you are being neutral. And it really winds me up. I will get on my high horse about this as well. It winds me up no end. In my work, one of our suppliers was Scottish, or is Scottish. They still are Scottish, they're just no longer our supplier. But I had a conversation with them about sort of my heritage and my experience as someone who knows and loves the Scottish accent, or one of many, but specifically like Glaswegian and the Edinburgh accents. And he, like the guy I was talking to, lit up and his accent got way stronger. And we were talking about how just tricky it can be. I spoke to a colleague who was like, I don't know, like it seems like this particular team, I think they've got some issues with what we're requesting. And I was like, no, they don't. They're completely normal. They're just, taking it on board and making a note of it, and they'll change it going forward. Like, they're not upset. They're professionals. They're like, no, I think we're bothering them in some kind of way. This person's also quite an anxious person. And I was like, no, like what's making you say that? I think they're kind of angry with us. Okay. What I'm going to need you to do, this is not this is something I've noticed about people down south. I need you to move your barometer of anger, or like annoyed, towards angry by like 3 notches when speaking to Scottish people, because you are perceiving them as angry when they are not. Like, you are reading too much into what they're saying, what they're talking about. And she was like, I don't know if I am. And I'm like, no, okay. So next call, just focus in on that. And I promise you will know. Like another example, my husband used to think that my mum didn't like him. Because I don't really know why, but he was always worried that my mum didn't like him. And I had to repeatedly say, like, you will know if my mum is angry at you. You will know if they don't, if they're upset. Oh, you utter pillock. Well, anyway, back to the story. You will know if my mum doesn't like you. Like, she is not subtle. We don't do passive aggression in this family. We just do aggression. There's nothing passive about us. And he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, are you sure? And then he saw my mum angry at me. I'd done something stupid. Or I was rude or something. Like, I was in the wrong. And afterwards, and my husband witnessed it. This was when we were just dating. And husband witnessed it, and he was like, oh, yeah, no, now I've seen your mum angry or like annoyed. Yeah, no, you're right. She likes me a lot. So once this is dried and I can redo the nose, I think that's me finished. But yeah, so my experience with the Scottish accents is interesting. So yeah, or like Southerners dealing with Scottish accents, which is usually poorly. But yeah, I don't know, I love me a regional accent. Because in my head, and I know I do have a regional accent, in my head, I don't have an accent, which is stupid. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's weird. It's meant that my mum has received a lot more hostility than I think she would had she not had a Scottish accent, and that makes me sad because I think it's beautiful. I love it. It makes me so happy. I find it, I mean, obviously I'd find it comforting. It's my mum's accent, but it's a very soft accent. It's not harsh in any way, and yet people act like she has the harshest of accents. It's just like, jog on. Right, I'm just going to see if I can pick up some of this paint that blobbed. Today is a blobby day for my markers. I'm going to sit and I'm going to have a talk to them about what is acceptable behaviour and how this is not that. It'd be great if I was doing like bigger pieces, you know, but because these are quite small, just makes it a bit harder. But then if I was doing bigger pieces, oh, jog on. Right, I'm probably going to have to clear that up afterwards because right now this is so bitty and small. I don't think it's going to be entertaining for you guys. So I'm going to end that poll and I'm going to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out, Luna. This is Tangerine. Say hello to Tangerine and goodbye to Luna. And then this is Jeroswell. I need to double check the name. Pretty sure it's Jeroswell because it was a delightfully silly name. I'm gonna go back and double check. So that was today. That is Tangerine. Lovely, lovely. Tangerine. And then Jeroswell. My brain keeps saying Jeroswald, but yeah. Anyway. I'm trying to get them both in, but they won't fit. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you guys had a good time, minus all of my blobs. I'm going to be streaming again on probably Thursday, might do Wednesday, but definitely next Sunday. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one, if you're able to make it. Have a wonderful week. I hope you have less ink blobs than I have had. And yeah, have a wonderful time. Stay creative. I love you so much. Thank you. Bye.